everybody, I'm Emily and this is my channel One at a Time. Today I'm sharing with you my April makes and my May sewing plans. First of all, for April, look what I did! I'm so excited I sewed this. There's a little elastic in the back. This is one of the patterns that I said I was going to sew, and so let me grab that for you. It is right here. Simplicity 3786. I did view E with the part of the sleeve from view D. So view D is what the model's wearing. There's like a straight piece, which is what I used, and then there's a gathered piece to make the long sleeve part. And I just used a straight piece. I wanted a little longer sleeve, and rather than taking E and adjusting it, I just grabbed D and went with it. Now this pattern is best sewn with something drapey, and I used a quilter's cotton because I was still wondering about fit. I cut out a size 14. According to the measurements, I needed a 16 or an 18, but according to the finished garment measurements, a 16 should work, or a 14 should work. So what I did, the area of concern was the chest, the bust measurement, so I made the seams in the front bust smaller. Instead of 5/8, I did 1/2 inch here, because there's 4 pieces. So where those 4 pieces joined, I did 1/2 inch instead of 5/8, and that gave me the room I needed. I love the pin tucks. So the next thing that I kind of fiddled with was the collar. I made those changes to the front, so I thought that I was worried the collar was going to be too small. And I got the collar on, and it was 1.25 inches too big. So I took 5/8 of an inch off each end, kind of free-handed it, so it doesn't really, it's not perfect. I'm not in here for perfect. We're trying to get fit, so it's okay. And then when I tried it on, it's really stiff fabric. So I looked like I was wearing a maternity top. So I took off 4 inches along the bottom hem. If I had to do it out of cotton again, I would not take quite that much, because when I reach up for things in the top cupboard, it comes up above my waist of my pants. But I'm just wearing it at home, and today I've got something under it. So let me show you what it looks like, the blousiness of it. So you can see it standing out. Imagine 4 more inches. It was just not going to work. So yeah, and I thought, well, I could do a belt. No, I don't like a belt because of these pin tucks. Anyway, I just cut it off. It is going to be worn just around the house, and I will make it out of a drapier fabric next time. Next thing I moved on to was the New Look 6836. And I did view C without the little petal ruffle. Don't need ruffles in that area. I just don't need to draw attention to that. This, I used some quilter's fabric again. We're working on fit. And so I grabbed it for $2.50 a yard at Joann's. And I had trouble. Let me show you. I cut out a size 16 going by the finished garment measurements once again so that I could get that fit around the bust. So then it was fitting good, but the darts were not right. The darts are dimpling. They're just dimpling at the top. So I don't know how to fix that. So what I did is I thought, well, maybe if I lowered them. So I lowered them. It's even worse. I don't know how to fix that. So because I have to learn how to fix that, it has stayed at this stage. One sleeve in. Yeah. So with this one, I went ahead and cut the 4 inches off the hem as well. I don't like the neckline on this. It's too far out here, and I would like it raised just a little bit in the center. So when I went on to make the next shirt for me, which was not in my plans, but since that wasn't working, I went on to another one. I did New Look 6104, view A, with the sleeve from C and omitting the ruffle. So view A, which is what the model is wearing, I omitted the ruffle and I put the sleeve from C on it, which has a little tuck on the edge. I'm into tucks, so I like that. And what did I use? I used Rifle Paper Company's something cotton. I'm going to move the camera right over because it's on the dress form right now. It's fitting well. Here it is. Ta-da! It's fitting well. I need to put sleeves in, hem, buttons. That's what's left. The problem is I must have stretched out the neck because it's gaping a little bit up here. So I just redrafted the neckline on this top. And I cut out a 16 as well. So I cut out the 16, but I redrafted the neckline so that it was higher in the center and came a little closer to my neck. I don't like them out so far. I just don't feel comfortable. So I'm a mom and I'm moving around a lot. I need my clothes to be covering me all the time. I don't need to be fussing with them. So that's my rationale with that. I'm excited to finish that project. It is one that can be used with cotton, I think, and look really nice, which is what is easiest for me to get around here without ordering. The next thing, I actually sewed the first week of May. Oh, I missed something. Hold on. Back up. First thing I made, you actually saw in my April plans video, and that is a McCalls 7249. And I made the dress for my daughter. I believe I forgot that. It's sitting right here. Okay, so here it is. And at the end, if I've got pictures, I'll insert them of her. So what I do is I add this triangle piece, and we just put this pretty little lace on it. Yeah. And then on the bottom, we added the same lace. We found it at Hobby Lobby, and it's really pretty, but it just doesn't go well with the knit. I didn't attach it right. There's got to be a trick. It kind of stretched it out and made it all wavy, and we don't love it. She does not like it as a dress. She likes it much better as a top, which I have made her the top version before of pink sparkly stuff. So, which I figured. So we're going to cut it off and just make it a top. The problem I had with this is that these overlays, you have to cut them out, gather them, you have to fold them over, tack them, iron them kind of process, which isn't the problem. The problem came when I went to iron it. I didn't check the fabric, and there's a lot more polyester and synthetic fabric here than I thought, so I melted the fabric. Not in a place that you would see, but I was worried because sometimes when you melt that, it gets brittle, and then it'll just break, and then you've got it the fabric knit coming undone. And I looked at my pile of scraps left over from cutting this out, and I was like, well, I hope there's more in there. And there was. I was able to squeeze it out. It wasn't exactly on grain. It's a little off, but I did it. I got it done, and she is excited for me to finish that by making it a top. Okay, so then the other thing I made for her this month, it was actually the first week of May, is a skirt. And I just got this pattern because it's a skirt with pockets. Simplicity 1369. Yes, very excited about this pattern. Didn't know when I was going to get to make it. Well, that opportunity came up just a couple weeks after I got the pattern and the fabric. I actually bought the fabric to make a dress for me, but she needed a new skirt for band. She's in a jazz band and in an orchestra. So, whipped it up. I did view C, which has the pockets, and then I did the length of view A because it's a little bit longer. So C and A. Yeah, that's what I did. Sound like an eye doctor. Anyway, that worked out really well. She loves it. It's a black rayon with this wonderful texture on it. It's just fun rather than just a plain black, because she has to wear black bottoms with a white top. And she plays the violin in the orchestra, first violin. And so some of the places we play, she is right front and center, and we're on a stage, and she needs a long skirt, so she doesn't have to worry about her skirt while she's playing, so she's covered. And then sometimes we play at the same level of the audience, but yeah, it was important for this mom that her daughter have a long enough skirt not to worry about that while she's on stage. So it went well. I cut out the wrong size. I stretched out the band. The invisible zip didn't go as I wanted, but we love the pockets. The pockets make this skirt the best. And then the fabric is so drapey, and she put it on. She's like, Mom, can I just wear it every day? And I'm like, oh, make me feel really good. Anyway, it went well. The waistband I stretched out. You can see it. Look at that. It's got like a horn in the back or something. I don't know. Oh, well, right? She loves it. So what I did is the cutting out part was just me outguessing the pattern. So the pattern says that a waist size of 27, which my daughter has, should be between a 12 and a 14, because a 14 is a 28-inch waist. So I thought, 14? This shirt's a 14. She's not a 14. I'm cutting out a 6. That's more what she is. She's a 6. Anyway, so I cut out a 6 with a waist of 23 inches. Did not fit her. Cut out the skirt, cut out all the pieces. She came home from school and I'm like, Haley, here, let me see if this is going to work. And I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be just fine. No, it totally wasn't. It was too small. So I had to cut out a bigger waistband and put the size 6 skirt on the size 12 waistband. Anyway, we made it work. There's not as many gathers in it, but really it is okay. So what the skirt is there's one piece for the front, and then there's 2 pieces for the back. And then the invisible zip goes in the back seam, and voila, we are in business with the skirt. She loves it. So that is what I made in April and the first week of May. May sewing plans have been a little bit hijacked with a job that I volunteered for to sew some costumes for my church youth group. There are 28 chiffon skirt overlays for me to make. What was I thinking? Ugh, they get you to volunteer for these things before you know what you're really going to be asked to do. So I've cut them all out. I spent 4 hours on my hands and knees with 40 plus yards of chiffon, measuring and cutting. Now I get to serge and put a casing on and put elastic and put ribbons on, and it'll be fine. It's just going to take me some time, and it's got to be done before I can do any more of my sewing. So what you'll be seeing from me in May is probably some pictures of those overlays that I will have finished, as well as the finished shirt. Where did I set that pattern? Here it is. As well as the finished shirt of New Look 6104. Gonna finish this. This is gonna be finished. And I'm excited to be in my sewing room every minute I can be in my sewing room. And it's going well, and I'm learning a lot. And I appreciate watching everyone else's makes and plans videos and seeing what you're doing. I really like it when you share. So until next time, everyone, happy sewing.